Hi everyone, and thanks for joining this special CSR talk. Today we are celebrating Earth Day. My name is Clémentine Gauthier. I'm heading Corporate Social Responsibility at TP. And today I'm joined by Marika Alwati, Europe Forest Manager at One Tree Planted. Hi Marika.
Hi, Clementine. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm very excited to provide you with some more highlights about the work that we do and our partnership together.
Could you maybe
So,
tell us a bit more about yourself and One Tree Planted?
absolutely. So, as you said perfectly, I'm Marika. I'm based in Italy and I'm managing large scale reforestation projects at One Tree Planted across Europe. One Tree Planted is a nonprofit organization based in the US and has operations basically in all the regions. I would say that amid complex global challenges, One Tree Planted focuses on one powerful and science backed solution, which are trees, of course. And that's because every tree planted is an investment in the future, nurturing the planet, protecting life, and inspiring hope for the generations to come. Our simplified donation process and global reach has helped us build a movement of supporters who really believe in the power of trees as we do. I would also say that our mission is pretty simple, but at the same time complex, of course, as nature is. So we try to foster a sustainable and resilient future through innovative nature-based solutions, which again are rooted in the science of trees. Since its inception, which is in 2014, and to date, we have restored nearly 120,000 hectares of land and forest around the world by planting over 135 million trees. This wouldn't be possible without the support and the work of our amazing implementing partners on the ground. They are about 378 now, and they work in 82 different countries. But again, and of course, this mission came to life and is coming to life also thanks to the support, the valuable support of donors like TP. So thank you so much again for having me today.
Our pleasure, Marika, and thank you for this great introduction. So we have been partnering with you at One Tree Planted since 2022, and as of to date, we have been able to support the plantation of more than 520,000 trees in all five regions in the world. So that's a pretty big impact. We are proud, let's say. We are proud about it. Could you please share a bit more details about this partnership? What are the impacts and the key features?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, first of all, you should definitely be proud because TP's partnership has been a very powerful catalyst for One Tree Planted mission, driving significant reforestation progress. By engaging with your employees, with your customers, you fuel the planting of over 520,000 trees across all the regions, Asia, South America, India, the United States, and of course, Europe. So this is a huge milestone. You should definitely be proud. So well done. I would say that this crucial support is, of course, contributing to restoring vital ecosystems in a variety of habitats, as well as creating invaluable ecosystem services for the future, so for local communities and the generations to come. So your contribution, your support span a broad spectrum of projects, from post-wildfire recovery in Portugal, in Europe, to supporting indigenous communities in the Andes and in the Philippines, revitalizing threatened ecosystems in Florida, and empowering smallholder farmers in India. So last but not least, I would say that beyond planting trees, this valuable partnership has also significantly amplified public awareness of environmental conservation and ecosystem restoration. So again, thank you so much for making our mission a reality.
We've been able to witness firsthand the progress of the program in Leiria in Portugal a couple of months ago. And I invite everyone today to really watch the documentary that tells about all of the programs and shows very nice images of the trees that are growing on the ground. It makes us wonder if you could explain a bit more what is the entire process after planting the trees? What happens once they are planted? How do you care for them? How do you make sure that they are growing?
Absolutely. So I think that it's essential to remember that planting trees is just the beginning. It's probably not even the beginning because we start behind the scenes and before that. So from planning the future project together with our implementing partner, and then planting comes into effect. But let's say the planting is just the beginning. So effective forest restoration, reforestation hinges on robust and long-term monitoring. So beyond simply tracking tree survival and growth, the future goal is also to integrate, whenever this is possible, of course, biodiversity assessments to truly capture ecosystem health and value. So while early growth metrics are definitely vital, for example, for soft carbon accounting, which we know it's very important today more than ever, our holistic approach is equally crucial for understanding the full potential of natural capital. So in simple, I hope it's simple, this means interlinking biodiversity rehabilitation with comprehensive monitoring, which is of course a task that is demanding a sustained effort and continuous funding. So just to give you an example about One Tree Planted and the work that we do, especially when it comes to monitoring and post-planting care. So as an organization, we always require KML or shape files. I hope I'm not being too technical, but these are basically the polygons and map area of each planting sites where we contribute to plant trees. And we also require geotag photos of the trees planted, of nursery operations or on the ground operations, so with the community included as well. And together with this, we try anytime it's possible, we try to include also biodiversity assessment. This is enabling us to, well, first of all, to follow the project from the very beginning until planting is complete. But more importantly, this is enabling satellite monitoring at 1 year and 3 years after project completion. So this means after a project is completed, we are together with our planting partners for at least 3 years after planting is completed. And of course, this ensures, let's say, comparable measurements. So we are able to understand what happened before the planting was implemented on the ground, and then what happens after 1 year and 3 years, the completion, following the completion of the planting operations. So this wouldn't be possible. Again, I would never be tired to reiterate this message, but this wouldn't be possible without the amazing implementing partners that we have on the ground across regions, because they are the real stars, let's say. They ensure the maintenance and monitoring protocols are in place. We, of course, maintain a long-term relationship with them because we ask the reporting of these metrics and this assessment. In addition to this, I would say that even if it's very challenging these days, advancements in remote sensing, for example, through drone programs, as well as the integration of AI and data analytics, are improving definitely our ability to efficiently monitor vast areas, because again, it's large-scale reforestation. And this approach fosters a collaborative effort between our organizations, but also researchers across the globe, conservationists, governments, and technology companies. They are definitely driving this innovation. But with collaborative effort, we can definitely understand and learn together new lessons for future developments. So in essence, in order to realize the full potential of this restored forest, we absolutely need to implement a long-term commitment monitoring approach, particularly as these trees grow and they reach maturity, because that's when they start to deliver. Well, they start to deliver immediately a huge cascade of benefits, but when they reach maturity, that's when we are able to assess the real impact. So to achieve this truly holistic understanding, we must expand our focus beyond tree inventories to include this comprehensive biodiversity monitoring as well, encompassing vital ecosystem components. So as you can probably imagine, this is a huge transition, and it requires sustained partnership and adequate funding to ensure that the implementation of this truly holistic and long-term monitoring strategy is in place.
Very insightful, Marika. Thank you. You mentioned several times that you really have a holistic approach, and that's really interesting. I'm keen to learn about the social and environmental impacts of such an initiative, because we know that in each program, you take a look at the biodiversity, as you mentioned, but also on the social, economical, and environmental impacts of the entire community. Could you maybe tell us a bit more about that?
Absolutely. That's probably one of my favorite parts. So what to say? I'd say that the planting of over 520,000 trees, in your case specifically, represents far more than just a number. So it signifies an investment in the resilience and the well-being of communities around the globe. So we could probably say that in essence, this number, or more importantly, these trees represent a commitment to environmental sustainability, first of all, but also recognition that there is interconnectedness between people and nature. So it's let's say it's an investment in the well-being and resilience of communities around the world, particularly because it builds resilience of communities, those communities that are the most exposed to climate change, increasing hazards, for example, extreme droughts, floods, and wildfires. So it's a method, it's a tool of empowering local populations to improve their own lives. So the social impacts in all the projects that, or in the great majority, if not all of them, the projects that we implement as an organization, we contribute to as an organization, the social impacts are as vital as the environmental impacts, because this shows how reforestation can be a powerful tool, again, for community development, community empowerment. So this involvement, social involvement, community involvement, is always a key factor. By engaging with these local communities, and in many cases also with indigenous groups, these initiatives, they foster a sense of ownership, a sense of responsibility for the environment. So these reforestation projects, these trees, they bring communities together. They create opportunities for collaboration, but also for knowledge sharing. So in a way that these initiatives, these projects, they empower all the groups on the ground and far beyond the ground, I would say, by providing them with, for example, access to resources and training. So it's I would say it's a win-win for both the environment and the community.
We have supported, as you said at the beginning, 5 different programs in 5 different regions of the globe at TP. Could you share with the audience today some recent highlights on this project? I'm sure they would be keen to understand what are the impact, what are the recent developments of the project they have been, or we have been supporting collectively.
Absolutely. Again, well done. Without your support, this wouldn't be possible. So, as I said at the beginning, I am directly managing large-scale reforestation projects across Europe, but I would really love to give you a very quick overview about the rest of the projects that you supported across the other regions of the world. So I'll start probably with my favorite examples. Let's start with India, because it really connects well to the community impact that we just discussed. So your contribution has supported the planting of over 100,000 trees planted in India that benefited marginalized smallholder farmers across multiple states of the country. So this initiative, and again, this perfectly connects with what we just said, this initiative directly addresses the challenges faced by the local communities, these smallholder farmers, who are the most exposed to extreme weather. The climate is changing, so we can definitely deny that. And this project is planting fruit trees specifically. So this provides a sustainable source of food and income, and hopefully it will reduce hunger and poverty in the long term. So the project empowers communities by giving them ownership of their own food production, and it fosters also economic independence. So again, this social impact is huge. And together with biodiversity impact or other impacts, for example, the project enhances soil fertility, water retention, but more importantly, I would say it improves these agricultural practices. And of course, it tries to ensure long-term food security. Another example, it's the project in the Andes that you supported. It's a multi-year initiative. Your contribution made it possible to plant over 100,000 trees, and specifically polylepis trees. So this species is well equipped to withstand the harsh conditions of degraded mountain habitats. And this project engages directly with indigenous groups. So indigenous groups are central to the project, from decision making to implementation and future monitoring. Why I feel this is very important, because again, when we rely onto indigenous groups or the local communities, we are recognizing their traditional knowledge, and we are recognizing the stewardship of the land, which is, it's like to say that they are the real guardians of these trees and of all the impacts that they are generated thanks to a simple reforestation project. I say simple, but it's never simple. So by restoring this specific habitat, the Polylepis habitat, there are other benefits, of course. They are well interlinked with social benefits. For example, this species is providing support and protection to critical water resources, and this ensures the availability of clean water also for downstream communities. So again, this is just to highlight the fact that a reforestation project in one specific location is capable to provide a cascading benefits across the board, across the line. So again, this initiative bolsters the livelihoods of these communities. Again, they are the most vulnerable to the impacts of climate change, and we try, yes, to support them in safeguarding basically their essential resources. Before jumping to Portugal, there is another very beautiful example that I would like to talk about today, which is the project in Florida. The project in Florida is very focused on species conservation and long-leaf pine restoration. Again, I hope I'm not being too technical, but I just want to give you a little bit more details on the nuances behind these projects. Again, your contribution is supporting the restoration of these specific species, longleaf pine, which is a vital endemic species. It's fire resistant, it's highly nutritious, and it's crucial for biodiversity rehabilitation. Indeed, the reforestation of these ecosystems supports diverse wildlife, including endangered species such as the red-cockaded woodpecker. So again, I hope this gives you the idea of how this holistic approach is implemented on the ground. And in this particular case, the longleaf pine is a real symbol of the region. So it's very useful. It's very important to the local community because it preserves cultural heritage. And it's an area that is very used to sustainable forestry practices and ecotourism. So this project is also boosting this opportunity, this community empowerment on the ground. And then again, finally, Portugal. So because I'm managing directly projects in Europe and specifically Portugal, just one of the countries in Europe that I'm managing, we had the opportunity to visit this project together in November 2024. The visit was simply amazing. That's my personal two cents, but I really think we definitely enjoy to learn more about what happens behind the scenes. So the project is located in a beautiful area, the Leiria Pine Forest. This pine forest is a historical forest, and unfortunately, in just 24 hours, almost 90% of the forest was reduced to ashes because of cyclical wildfires in Portugal, specifically the ones in 2017, which was a very terrible year in Portugal in terms of wildfires. But this project is giving us hope for the future. So it's a long-term initiative, a multi-year project. So we started operations in 2022 with our amazing partner on the ground. And we are about to complete the project next year in 2026. But I'm very positive it will receive renewed support and contributions so that it can carry on, because there is potential to expand the initiative. To date, since we started, we planted about 700,000 trees as an organization. And thanks again, you contributed to this initiative, which is vital to the community and in general in Portugal. These 700,000 trees, they represent 550 hectares restored in this damaged ecosystem. And I'd say that this project really demonstrates the vital role of reforestation in mitigating the devastating effects of wildfire. wildfires in Portugal specifically, but overall in the Mediterranean region in Europe. So we're planting fire-resistant species, which is creating a more resilient ecosystem that can hopefully withstand future disturbances. So the planting of a mix of native species is also restoring soil health. It's enhancing the water cycle, which doesn't benefit only the environment, but again, coming back to the community, this initiative also reduces the vulnerability of the local community, the local populations to drought, erosions, and in this unfortunate case, of course, extreme shocks such as wildfire. So again, the social impact is key in all the projects that we do, and I really hope that this provide a good example.
No, it absolutely does. Thanks again. And in case our audience wants to know more, I invite them again to watch the documentary that is on our TP website or on YouTube channel. That's very insightful, and you can also see all of these nice images on how trees are planted. You get to meet the implementing partner as well. So it's a very nice documentary to watch. I think we are truly convinced about all of the potential benefits and impacts of planting trees. Thanks again for explaining that to all of us.
Thank you so much, Clementine, and to TP for having me today. And yes, I couldn't say it better. Your support is definitely vital to these reforestation projects, not just for the trees that are getting planted and that are restoring crucial, essential ecosystems, but as I mentioned, and I hope it was clear, it's really benefiting the local community who are the real stars, let's say, of the work that we do. So thank you so much again, and I can't wait to see the documentary. I'm very excited about that.